Hey guys, Sacred Spear here, and with the E3 Nintendo Direct, we finally got the next main Fire Emblem game announced, and it's called Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Now in this video, I'm just going to give some of my initial gut reactions to some of the things in the trailer, since, you know, there was a pretty decent mix of some story elements along with some gameplay that was pretty exciting to see. So this isn't going to be like an in-depth breakdown or anything, this is just my initial thoughts. So first off, I just want to talk about some story elements that were shown in the trailer. The 3 houses, I assume, are part of the 3 countries that are shown on the big map in the beginning. The continent of this new game is called Fodlan, I believe, and then the Church of Cyros seems to have gotten a gift from a goddess so that they can lead the people. I'm going to assume that this goddess that is mentioned is the lady in the trailer with the long hair that is shown multiple times. It seems like she is watching over the land from her kingdom, so I guess that would imply that she's probably someone we're gonna meet in the game. Later on in the trailer, the narrator talks about the crest, which I'm going to assume the crest is going to be the gift from the goddess that she gave to the Church of Cyros. While it sounds like a lot of people think the crests are really important, that should be treasured, the narrator implies that the crests are the problem that is causing issues in the land. Speaking of the narrator, it would appear that the narrator is this main female character that is shown throughout the trailer called Edelgard, and she appears to be like the main lord type character of this game. She has the aristocrat class, which is basically what is a lord, so kind of implies that even further. What's pretty crazy is that she appears to be able to use axes, swords, and magic, so that's pretty insane. From other news sources that have been released and from the trailer, we can see that there are 2 other main characters called Dimitri, who is the blonde lance user in this video, and then there's also Claude, who is the black-haired archer. And since that both of them are shown in this trailer and are mentioned elsewhere as 3 main characters, I think we could have a situation like Fire Emblem 7, where Eliwood, Hector, and Lyn are kind of the 3 main lords. It could be a similar situation here with Edelgard, Dimitri, and Claude. Talking about some of the Fire Emblem gameplay that was shown, it seems like weapon durability is back, which is probably a good and bad thing. I mean, there's definitely pros and cons to not having weapon durability. I think it does add a little more strategy because, so for in games like Fates, where especially the main character lords had really powerful weapons like Ryomu's Raijinto, I didn't really feel like there was any other reason not to use Raijinto all the time because it wouldn't break. And in other Fire Emblem games, it was essentially, okay, I have a really powerful silver weapon, but I can only use it X amount of times. I can't just use it every single battle, or it's gonna break and I can't use it for important fights. And that does bring a strategic aspect to the game. So, I don't mind that it's back. If you're a newer player, well, it's just something you're gonna have to get used to. As for the graphics, I thought they looked great for the most part. I mean, boy, the top-down view of the battlefield is very reminiscent of Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn, of the 3D models on the map instead of the sprites. I thought the battle animations looked really good, and I feel like they took the good parts of games like Shadows of Valentia, where Shadows of Valentia improved on Fates and Awakening, where they wanted to make the combat animation seem faster, so when you attack the unit, it would just jump straight into your unit, running into the enemy to make their attack instead of the usual setup time that most Fire Emblem games have. And I thought that was really good. They took that part and they added in this game. It looks great. I mean, especially the first fight with Edelgard, I thought it looked really good, and that's not even including all the other soldiers around, which, I'm not entirely sure what their role is, if they're important. Are the background soldiers just there to feel like, this is an actual large-scale battle? There is a new option that people took notice of called formations, and I'm not really sure what formations are personally. There were 2 different parts in this trailer where the gameplay was definitely different from regular Fire Emblem games. One part was the over-the-shoulder perspective part, and honestly, I don't really know what to make of that. It looked like you still were able to choose one unit on the field, and they moved and attacked the enemy units. I mean, it didn't seem like all the different soldiers around made a difference. However, there was a second part where Dimitri, the blonde lancer, does form a triangle formation with his troops around him. So I think the formation command is referring to that feature, and I'm not really sure if that's affecting gameplay. Like, maybe there are different formations you have to take up. Like, you can farm the triangle for the attacking formation or some kind of like failing shield position. I'm not sure. I'm sure formations are just the new gameplay aspect for this game, and they haven't really talked about that much. We're just gonna have to wait and see, really. Other gameplay aspects, combat arts seem to be back. Magic seemed to have its own category, and Edelgard didn't have any tomes in her inventory, so I mean, magic was its own command, so it could work like Shadows of Valentia, where it took HP. I mean, we don't really know. The critical cut-ins are back. I mean, no really big surprise there. I think everyone likes the critical cut-ins. They're really nice additions. I mean, Awakenings were awesome. Fates had it. Shadows of Valentia had it. Fire Emblem Heroes kind of has it, really. And, you know, they're just fun aspects of the game, really. I'm really just hoping for fun critical animations, because the one we saw in the trailer was it was okay. I mean, all I'm asking for is just dumb, flashy fun, you know, for some classes at least, like the Sword Masters. That's all I really want. So I want to talk about the other main character shown in this trailer, who is the one with the blue hair and in the black outfit. We can see in some of the combat screens they're in that their name is Byleth, and I'm going to assume that Byleth is the player character and is an avatar character, but I mean, there's no confirmation for any of that. They don't say anything in the trailer, I believe. And in that one section where you're free roaming, you do control Byleth, you know, I'm going to assume that is the player avatar. One interesting thing is that Edelgard in this trailer refers to him as her teacher. At least that's my assumption. In the beginning, she talks about the instructor testing their skills, and then later on you can see that Edelgard is talking to Byleth, asking him what skills she should train in. So just because of that reasoning, I'm going to assume the teacher Edelgard is referring to in this video is Byleth, or the avatar character. So at the end of the trailer, I mean, who is the sleeping girl? Don't really know. Is it a Tiki-like character who is a sleeping dragon Manakee? I wouldn't be surprised, because it is Fire Emblem. The other interesting thing is what Edelgard says is she's leaving and wants to return one day and doesn't want this teacher to not forget her. And it seems kind of like a weird line. I mean, it sounds like if we are sticking with Edelgard as Byleth or whoever the avatar character is, then it sounds like we're going to have to part ways with her at some point, which, you know, my speculation, it could be that since this game is called Three Houses, instead of like getting the three houses together early on, it's probably going to be a split up story, maybe like how Shadows of Valentia went, where we had Alm and Celica's armies. It could just be something like that, where we're going to have to part ways with Edelgard at some point, probably reunite at the end. That's just my speculation. Again, we don't know. It's just that's just my guess. I am sad about the spring 2019 release date, but I mean, if the game is delayed, hopefully it's to make it better. I mean, end of 2018, spring 2019, that's not too bad. It's not like a whole year delayed or something. And I'm guessing it could also be a business decision by Nintendo, since, oh boy, Christmas, if you haven't heard, Pokemon Let's Go, and then as well as the new Smash Brothers Ultimate, so I can understand if maybe they want to spread out their major release games a little bit. Do I think Three Heroes is going to be split into 3 games? I really hope not. I would probably guess that they would tell the audience that that would be the case if they were splitting it up like Fates. I hope it's not. I really would just like one game, one story, even if there is different stories in that one game. I was pretty okay with the way Shadows of Valentia handled it. Final verdict, feeling positive after seeing that trailer. I mean, we had some new gameplay features that not really explained, but I'm looking forward to what exactly like formations are and how the combat arts and magic is handled. I think the art direction was cool. It's something different. I'm happy that they improved at least the 3D models, and I'm gonna be honest, I think the limitations of the 3DS, you know, kind of started showing. I'm really happy to get something a little nicer looking. I think the characters looked really nice. Edelgard looks awesome. Claude and Dimitri look cool. We'll have to see who Byleth really is. And of course, all the different story characters. I mean, there was that one old man with like a chain bone whip thing. I don't know what that was. That looked pretty crazy. Just overall, I'm happy that they finally talked about what the next Fire Emblem game is, even though it did get delayed. It looks like it'll be fun. I'm definitely looking forward to buying it on the Switch. And I guess just gonna have to keep playing Fire Emblem Heroes until it comes out. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought about Fire Emblem Three Houses. Are you excited for it? I mean, it looks pretty cool. If you're a new fan to the series, I mean, hopefully it's a good game. I can't promise you anything, obviously, but seeing how Heroes has gone so far, I have some faith in Intelligent Systems that we'll get a lot of fun things. It'll be a very polished product at the end. Anyways, that's it for this video. Just some of my ramblings about my gut reaction to what we were shown. And overall, feeling good about it. That's it for now. I'll see you guys in the next video tomorrow.